Welcome to the next episode of The Voices of Boost, the podcast series which focuses on trends and evolutions in the energy and utilities industry. Today I will be talking to Mar Jorba, product manager at Ferranti, about the vision and strategy of the company. So, hello Mar.
Hi,
welcome.
Michelle.
I've heard about Ferranti. Can you explain a bit about the role of a tech company like Ferranti in a tech-heavy industry like the energy and utilities market?
Yeah, indeed. The utility industry at the end, on top of being tech-heavy, is also highly regulated. So some of the markets are not even liberalized, some others well, but still then they depend a lot on the public image and the governments. And there makes it that it's sometimes difficult. Ferranti is already there for many years, but if there's new tech entrants to really have a presence in local markets where they maybe don't have the knowledge of the regulations in place, that is something that indeed Ferranti has a bit of it's a bit ahead of the game, because we are already in some markets present for many years. We have the local expertise and we can develop really tailored solutions, but that puts us in some other new markets a bit more on the lower pace to say how can we deliver something that fits the local needs, the local language, but also that we keep in mind everything about compliance and regulations in that local area. So at the end, yes, we are present in several markets, like in Belgium, in the Netherlands, in the UK, where we have the local knowledge and we know quite well what are the regulations. And we build specific products who are actually on top of our Mycoms 365 platform, which we call country templates, that really allow us to really build everything that's specific for that market and be really compliance ready. And have it available for our customers. So on that end, in some areas that is an advantage, but in some other areas, this tech heavy and very regulated can play a bit against us.
So as Ferranti, you focus on one product in particular, the Mycoms 365 platform, if I assume correctly. What is actually the long-term vision for that Mycoms 365 product, like over the 3 to 5 upcoming years? And in particularly, as utilities face decarbonization, challenges around sustainability, etc., where does your vision as product manager actually go to?
Yeah, what we already saw it on the last years. If I first look a bit back, we started a bit first on on-premise solutions that was more focused on the billing and customer information systems. But we see that the market is evolving really fast, and we keep saying that every year. But now I feel also that it's evolving even faster than before. So customers are not looking only into tech providers like a Ferranti to say, I want to upgrade my billing system. They look much further than that, because there's a lot happening in these new services, sustainability needs, decentralization of the grids, etc. So we have to look much broader than that. And that's where we started to diversify our platform, not only on a billing engine, that's still the core of a lot of utility companies, the backbone, I would say, of their business, but all the other services around, like for instance, a customer service application, everything that has to be with the smart metering data that comes from smart meters. How do we treat that data to deliver value to our customers? Pricing and quoting now is playing a big role as well in a lot of providers, because there's dynamic products that require a lot of ingestion of data to make dynamic pricing contracts. So there's a lot happening in the industry that is beyond only the SIS as we initially started. So a bit the vision long term for Mycoms 365 is continue this modularity or diversification of our products. So it's not only one product. We already expanded in the last years for already 5 product lines as we have today. I mentioned the country templates. So having plugins for a specific country ready to enter or acquire new customers in that specific lands. And at the end, start this diversification on maybe not new products, but how do we make sure, for instance, now our big focus for the coming years is more on the smart metering data. How do we make sure that we have a solution that can fit not only electricity companies, but also heat companies, that they have a lot of new services and new tariffs and tariff structures, I would say, in their mind. How our application follows up with these trends? How does it actually create a better integrated platform for them? And indeed, not only from our point of view, because we do part of the services, but there's much more like forecasting, demand response programs, etc., that might not be part of our core business, but we need to easily integrate with niche partners who have that expertise. And some partners we work, obviously, from the technology side, that they help us, that they are part of the ecosystem of the product, and we need to make sure that we integrate well with them. So integration is a really key focus at Ferranti now, that if we don't provide that specific solution for a new service, and AI can be an example, we do some things on AI, but there's niche players that they are beyond that, we need to make sure that at least it integrates well with our application and our data models. So that is a big focus, this modularity and integration needs of our customers.
So actually, if I wrap this up correctly, it sounds like everything you do, all the processes that you handle within the platform that you build are actually mission critical, are very important processes for the customers that you're serving. So I'm wondering, you've mentioned partners or specialists within certain fields of expertise. But how do you use the feedback from those partners, for example, but I can imagine also the feedback from customers to shape the roadmap and the way you shape your product and platform going forward in this mission critical environment, actually.
You pointed out well to say, indeed, for us, the customer feedback is key. I think every company will say it, but we do take pride that we really have a good, close relationship with our customers. It's also the fact that obviously we serve big utility players, so it's not that we have thousands of them. It's quite manageable to really keep a customer intimacy with each of them that we work directly. And there we find it extremely important from the product department that we receive the right feedback or the direct feedback from the customer. And they are the ones actually driving the roadmap. Obviously, we have our own ideas. We know the trends that are going in the market. We hear from other sources what should be our long-term plan and vision. But it's them who are actually in day-to-day activities that they see challenges, that they see opportunities. So we find it very important that we have a direct link with our customers, that they can bring us feedback, and that feedback is really enhancing the our product constantly. We have a process in place that every customer can request whatever new ideas, new feature requests, new needs that they have. They come directly to my team to say, okay, these are the needs that we hear from this customer in this market for this segment. Is this something that brings added value to the whole platform? Because there's other customers who use it. If it's a good idea, we have a very easy and fast schedule to put new features in the product, meaning that every 3 weeks we have a new release in the market, a new update of our whole platform. And if we find it a very valuable feedback, and we believe that it's something that we can implement, it can be as fast as 3 weeks from the moment that the customer said, oh, I have this idea, this need, would you mind to, or do you think that it brings value to be implemented in the product? It can come as fast as in 3 to 6 weeks to be live in their environments, it's very well appreciated by our customers.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's like 3 weekly. That's pretty fast in terms of software releases.
Yes.
Because then it's also tested and such things, so it's ready to go for to put in production, let's say. Yeah,
we have a lot of it can only happen, that type of processes, if you have a lot of automation in place, obviously, because a new feature comes with a lot of best practices behind documentation, testing, the development step, the design that is following all the guidelines that we have from Microsoft and from our own. So we have a well-structured process that the moment it enters the feature, it follows all the different checkboxes, I would say, before it becomes released. We will never launch it if all the checkboxes are not in green, obviously. But that's why I say the minimum, it can be 3 weeks. It can get longer, but it gives a good feeling to the customer. We took your feedback. We are in design phase, so we are implementing. Also during design phase, we have a lot of interactions with the customer. Is this really something that you would be using and you would find it valuable? To not lose, sometimes you lose track on, that initial use case came in and we started designing it in another direction. No, the interaction with the customer is constant in that case.
Wow, impressive. Are there any other partnerships or integrations maybe in the pipeline that could shape the Mecoms platform in the future?
Yeah, we have several areas because at the end, look, Ferranti and the team of product, for instance, we are now about 50 people at this moment. In Ferranti in total, we are a bit more than 300, growing fast, but still that's a limited amount of people. We are not a corporation like Microsoft that we can release any new application as we want in months. We have limited resources and we have to use them valuable in what we believe is the right focus to put for MiComs. And yeah, the utility market is going so fast and in so many directions, and the complexity is becoming so big that it's impossible that Ferranti would say, I cover it all. We are good. We know what we are good at into the core processes of billing, payment and collections, gathering the metering data, treating the metering data for billing purposes, and also the interaction with the customer. But there's some areas that we see a lot of very interesting players that they are entering the market with some applications, for instance, on demand response programs, on forecasting capabilities. There's a lot of players that they can easily integrate with our platform because we have a lot of the data that they need to actually bring value to the customers. And we just need to make sure that these partnerships work and that they use the same stack as us, or we have easy way to integrate via APIs or via other integration services. So part of our focus is also we have an integration module that we built recently to make sure that it's easy to talk with our data, that it's easy to integrate with our processes, and then we can offer a combined solution to our customers.
And if you would make a bet on a game-changing new trend or evolution in our industry, in the energy or utilities industry, what would it be? Where do you see biggest opportunity, and how is Ferranti actually going about that? How is Ferranti preparing for big changes in our industry?
You put me a challenging question because a lot of them will answer, AI. I think AI is a game changer for any industry. That's not specifically to us. That's not specific for utilities. Well used and well thought AI can bring a lot of the value that the industry expects. But AI on its own is not, I would say it's not the game changer. It's how do you use AI? And there I think specifically for the utility industry, I don't have one specific thing that say, that is a game changer. I just see a lot happening into, there's so many new services that can be offered from the industry, from, the expansion of solar panels. Smart metering is already there. It's not a game changer. It was maybe a game changer in the past. It's already there in most of the countries. But if you combine all these elements, if you combine AI, the expansion of, the prosumer, so consumers are more, much more eager than even years ago to say, I have my own auto consumption at home via solar panel or windmill or any possibilities. I can storage because batteries are becoming more affordable for end users as well. So there's much more the combination of that there's a lot of extra services that is really reshaping how utilities have to offer services to their customers, but also how end customers are seeing themselves as, I don't look at my provider only as someone that I pay my bills and they give me energy. There's much more complex game to say, I also produce. I can sell it to my neighbor. I can sell it to the home and the seaside, for instance. There's so many new services that they are popping up that to me, that all combined is really a big change in the industry. And I think we will see in the coming years, these type of services, the providers that will be able to offer really appealing and end customer language type of services will really be the big winners in that game. Yeah,
so the ones that are actually transforming their operations into something that's more than just selling energy or a commodity like water or gas or whatever.
Exactly, as
but
well.
We're actually building an ecosystem around that with services, maybe charging electric vehicles, maybe selling solar panels and stuff like that. Companies, utility companies who will be doing more than offering the commodity will be the ones that will be surviving.
Exactly. To be seen, as I said, not only that this industry will be a commodity business, I think the game changer is that they will be much more than a commodity. They offer services that they were not there in the past because indeed the possibilities and the innovations that we are seeing in the industry are exploding. So the combination of that will make a big game changer.
And do you think that traditional energy companies like we know now will be transforming their business model towards something more like that? Or do you see other companies like tech companies emerging and starting to sell energy? So a bit the other way around, companies who are actually already doing good at selling services, and they might add commodities like energy or water to their portfolio then.
Yeah, that is a good point, and we are already seeing it today. We see in several markets that your telecom provider is also selling you energy, and if you took a bundle, then they will offer a bigger discount. So they try to enter the market by an industry that they are good at. They are already, most of them, quite digitalized compared to some utility players. But if they understand this game changing of that it's not only about selling energy, because that on its own, yeah, there is some complexity because they need to buy and sell energy from the wholesale market, but there's much more. How do we offer, if you have an electric vehicle, how do we offer additional services to charge your car at home? There's a lot who offer already an application that you can follow live your consumption, that gives you patterns, it gives you recommendation. That's a type of services that a telecom industry or some other ones are so used to already offer it as part of their services, that if they enter the market already with the mindset of, because customers are looking much more than just buying energy, they can they will have an appealing offer to customers, and it can be a game changers in the market for sure. Will the traditional ones stay? I think all of them are being so pushed to indeed think about new business models. They will come down to, can they adapt fast enough? Can they understand this game changing scenario are in fast enough to enter the market? Because there's customers who might not yet be interested in these new scenarios. There's still a potential or a segment that needs the basic energy, I would say. But how long will that last? Are we talking about 5-10 years? After that, the new generations are taking over, and they will be looking much more into only the package with new services.
Yeah, it's evolving pretty quickly. Yes. I see a lot of opportunities in the future for Ferranti actually on that.
Indeed,
front.
very exciting times for the product as well.
I can imagine. I would like to thank you, Mar, for your insights on this topic and explaining us a bit more about what Ferranti is doing and how you're planning to do it. So I would like to invite our audience or our viewers and listeners to tune into one of the next podcasts. We will be having a lot more partners around the table as well. You mentioned a lot of partnerships within Ferranti and the ecosystem. So we will be talking to those partners as well in one of the next podcasts in our series. So be sure to tune in on one of the next episodes. And thank you, Mar, for your talk today.
Thanks, Michelle.